And I'm going to be going over the scenario growing taller too. So this one has to deal with protein. So in this case, a peanut plant is growing in. It needs to build proteins in the new cells it's making at its bud in order to make those enzymes to get things done in its cell. So right off the bat, what type of molecule am I dealing with? Well, it's saying protein. So I know I'm dealing with a protein. And am I making a molecule chain or breaking one? In this case, it says that I'm building a protein, so I know that I'm making a molecule chain. And then did anything happen to the reactants beforehand? So the reactants that I draw here, did anything happen to them beforehand? In this case, it says yes, and it tells me to see the guide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to this page that we went over in class. And I know that I'm going to be dealing with a protein, so this stuff right here. And so it looks like if I'm going to be building a protein, I'm going to be going from an amino acid to a protein. However, some stuff happened beforehand. So the plant made glucose in photosynthesis, and it looks like it kind of broke that glucose down a little bit into smaller pieces and then combined it with some nitrogen from the mineral to make the amino acid. So all I really need to do is just briefly describe this. So I'm just going to say glucose is broken down and combined with minerals to make an amino acid. I'm just abbreviating it as AA in this case because I ran out of room. Right. So I'm going to go back, and it looks like we were able to model this part right here. Next thing we need to do is just set the stage of what's happening. So it says circle where this reaction is going to occur. So when I read this, it says that this is happening in the plant's bud. So I'm going to circle that right here. And it says draw an arrow from where the glucose was made to where it's going. So hopefully you guys know that glucose is happening during photosynthesis. That happens in the leaves. But if you don't, you always have the guide to help you out. So if we go to this part right here for the leaf, it says leaf cells do photosynthesis. Photosynthesis uses light energy and uses the atoms of H2O and CO2 to make glucose. So we know that glucose is being made in the leaves. So I'm going to kind of draw a starting point right here. And then that glucose goes from the leaves to my bud to make a protein. But we know that it's not just the glucose, it's going to be the minerals as well. So the next question says, draw an arrow from where the minerals come from and go to. I could look right here and it says that the roots absorb water and needed minerals. And I could also go to the back sheet right here where it says that minerals are taken up from the roots of the plant. So it looks like my minerals, I'm going to write minerals right here in my drawing. Those are taken up by the roots, and they're going to meet up with glucose to make my amino acids. All right, so I'm at my starting point. Now I finally have my reactants, my amino acids, and I'm going to be building a molecule chain. So I'm going to start off by drawing 3 monomers, 3 amino acids in this case. And to help me out, I'm going to reference my modeling sheet right here. And it looks like I also have these hydrogen atoms at the end of my amino acids, along with my OH groups. And then if I'm building a protein molecule, these molecules are going to combine to make a polymer, which is just a protein. And when this happened, there's an OH at the end of this one. But when this atom combined to form with this one, we know that these groups had to kind of get cleaved off. So this H and O is going to make an H2O molecule right here, a water molecule. And then when this amino acid came and attached to this one got cleaved off, this one got cleaned off, and it made another water molecule. And then we still have that H at the end right there. So what I've shown here is that atoms can't be created or destroyed. There's 6 hydrogens beforehand, 6 hydrogens afterwards, 3 oxygens beforehand, 3 oxygens afterwards, and the atoms that are just kind of in general in the rest of my molecules, those stay in there as well. And I've also shown that I've taken my amino acids and I've made a polymer protein in this case. So I only have one more thing to do, which is just summarize everything. And So to summarize, glucose, which is one of those words I need to use, is made in photosynthesis, and then minerals are taken up from the roots and combined with broken down glucose to make amino acids, my monomer in this case. These amino acids, abbreviated, combine to make a protein, my polymer. And then finally, what's the purpose of these? This is that these proteins will be enzymes, the chemical machines that get work done in a plant or any organism.